I really like people to have a proper respect for science. And by proper, I don't mean an infinite amount of respect for science. What I mean is not too much and not too little. I think that there are people who have too little respect for science. So for example, if we hear about, talk about the climate, and we know that, most scientists, the overwhelming majority of them, believe that the climate is being changed by people. Or we also know that people don't believe that there's a connection between autism and vaccines. And people ought to take that really seriously. When there's scientific consensus, that means something. There's a huge premium placed on finding something that no one knows. So for example, if you could compellingly develop a connection between autism and the vaccine, you would become famous. And so there's a huge amount of incentive to do that. And if no one does that who's in the field, that should tell you something. And so I think it's important that people have, proper respect for science in that sense. On the other hand, though, some people have too much respect for science. People think that science will solve all our problems and everything can be known by science, and if it's not known by science, it's just not knowable. And this is just, to me, too much. First of all, science is in a very early stage. People might not think that, but for me, I go to my office every day and I sit down and I confront this fact that 95% of the universe is unknown. This just smacks me in the face every single day. And it's hard to be too arrogant about how wonderful you are, how smart you or humankind are when you have that fact in front of you. And similarly, there's places all over where we have holes in our knowledge. It's not just sort of this outer space sort of 95% of the universe thing, but like quantum mechanics, which makes cell phones work, and probably you're viewing this using something that uses quantum mechanics. We don't know how quantum mechanics works. Some of the leading ideas think that as soon as you observe something, the universe splits into different parts. I mean, these are just crazy ideas. We really don't know how it works. And so it's important that people realize, I think, that science is not the be-all and end-all. There's much more to understanding life and the world than science. And for me, religious faith plays a very important part in sort of filling in that gap.